Hey my friends, Kris Krohn here, and today we're talking about the 5 ways of making money in real estate, and number 5 is by far my favorite, so hang tight and I'll share it with you. So in this video, I want to share with you 5 different ways of making money in real estate. There are many ways of making money, but today I'm going to share 5 very specific ones. Number 1, appreciation. I mean, the good news about real estate is if you look at what has happened with values over time, they tend to what? They go up in value. You know, there are some people that don't know what to invest in, and what they do is they take their cash and they hoard it and they put it in the bank or they put it under their mattress. Cash is one of the worst and most hated investments of all time. Why? Because our dollar is not a good store of value. It has a history of going down more than 3% every year, which means that for every $100,000 you have in the bank, you're losing over $3,000 a year just by keeping it in cash. Which means that anything you put your money in needs to be able to grow in value. Instead of losing value, it needs to what? It needs to increase in value. So real estate ends up being this amazing hedge because guess what? It's outpacing inflation. It actually goes up historically more. Now, how much more? It varies from area to area. Some areas are just 3, 4, 5% a year. Some areas historically are 6, 7, and 8% a year. You'll have your bursts in areas that will grow by 20%. But often the areas that shoot up really high also what? They shoot down. So we're talking about the average over time. We're not talking about the highs and lows. By the way, even though this is the first way you can actually make money in real estate, something that you should be really aware of is the fact that if all you're doing is buying a home because it goes up in value, you can really get yourself hurt if you need to sell your home in the short run. Because if you're buying that market inside of a bubble and then all of a sudden it goes down, it might take years before it actually bounces back. So yes, it appreciates on average with time, but you need to be careful on your timing if you're just buying it based on appreciation. I don't recommend that. Okay, number 2, real estate is actually an investment that produces a cash flow. Now, this is weird because when you put your money in a 401k or an IRA or equities or the stock market, guess what? You don't get a cash flow. You're buying an asset that you hope what? Goes up in value with time. Real estate's a little bit different. Most real estate projects, like a rental, they actually spin off a cash flow. So actually, after you've covered your liability, like the debt or the mortgage, there can be money left over. I mean, a good example of that would be, you know, buying a single family home and I've got a $1,000 obligation to the bank every month, but I'm renting it out for $1,500. Maybe there's a couple $100 of expenses, so there's $300 positive cash flow every month on that property. So cash flow is a really great reason why I like to invest in real estate. Okay, reason number 3 to be in real estate is that you can make money through commissions or management fees. You know, the reality is if you are going to play in the game of real estate, you could hold a realtor's license, a loan officer's license, a title's license, a property management, you could be earning a property management fee. All of these things, now you can't actually make money on all of them at once, or at least the ones that are regulated, but you can on at least one of them, which means that when you buy real estate, there's room for a double dip. And double dipping is kind of cool in real estate because, you know, like on several of my deals, I was a loan officer. And so I would write the mortgage with the bank, and then I would actually be able to charge and make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a basic single family home for just writing the mortgage of it. For some people, that's a profit selling. So that's a third way of making money on your real estate investing. The 4th way that you can make money on your real estate, it's not really my favorite, but I think it's worth mentioning because you might have a project that can cash in big on it, which is through ancillary income. Like for example, you might have an apartment complex and you have vending machines, or you might have a laundromat that's right next to it. So sometimes your real estate comes with these side benefits of something that you can tack onto the project, and you can pick up some extra money that way. But 5th, and by far my hands down favorite, is what I call equity, which is the money that you buy on the property as you get it at a discount. If I have a real estate deal that I'm doing that's worth $100,000 and I get it for $80,000, then I'm buying it 20% below market, which also just in this case happens to be $20,000 below market. And that $20,000 is what? Well, that's equity. Because remember, I'm buying it for $80,000, it has a value at $100,000. That extra $20,000, that's just a benefit that I get for owning the project. If I had a goal of paying off the property, guess what? It's already 1/5 paid off. It's already 20% paid off just because I bought it smart. I'm clearly biased on the things that I like most about real estate. If you want a turnkey system for how you can really make the most money with the least time, least effort, least risk, then head on over to my website. It's also in the link in the description below, and me and my team will share with you how we can work together on helping you crush it in real estate.